Hello, everyone. So this week we've been talking about art and imagination, and today I'm going to be talking about color a lot. Before we do that, let's take a look at another one of those word puzzles. Do you think you know what word this is? I see. This might be a fence or a gate. I guess it's a gate because I noticed a little latch. So probably that's going to be a G. There's a nose. This is an igloo. What word do you think that could be? This is a ball or a basketball, so I know that's going to be a B. And that looks like a fried egg. The word is begin. So I guess it's time for us to begin. I got something to show you. It's something I have that I like very much. Do you ever play with blocks? Do you have any blocks in your home? Even though I'm a grown-up, I must admit I really enjoy building blocks. And I've got some building blocks that are kind of an unusual shape. See this shape? What does that remind you of? Looks like part of a circle. Not a whole circle though. So usually we call this an arch. And this one's red. I got some others like it. I'll show you. There's red. This is another red. Do you notice they're not quite the same color? This one looks a little bit orange. And we've got some orange. Yellow. Here's a yellow-green. A green. A turquoise or blue-green. And here's a blue. This blue is a little bit darker. And this one is purple. This one is also purple. It's got a little bit of red in it. And then this one is kind of a red plum color. All together, they make a giant wooden rainbow. It's so heavy, it's making the camera shake. Sometimes when you put colors together, they make a different color. We mix colors. And I've got a book. It's about what happens when two colors end up mixing. It's by Leo Leone, who's one of my favorite authors. It's called Little Blue and Little Yellow. Little Blue and Little Yellow by Leo Leone. All the pictures in this book are made out of splotches of color. There's a dedication. A story for Pippo and Anne and other children by Leo Leone. This is Little Blue. Here he is at home with Papa and Mama Blue. Little Blue has many friends. But his best friend is Little Yellow, who lives across the street. How they love to play at hide and seek and ring a roses. Have you ever played that game and called it Ring Around the Rosie? In school, they sit still in neat rows. After school, they run and jump. One day, Mama Blue went shopping. "You stay home," she said to Little Blue. But Little Blue went out to look for Little Yellow. Alas, the house across the street was empty. Have you ever heard that word, alas? That means, oh no. He looked here and there and everywhere until suddenly, around a corner, there was Little Yellow. Happily, they hugged each other and hugged each other until they were green. Then they went to play in the park. They ran through a tunnel. They chased Little Orange. They climbed a mountain. Oh, when they were tired, they went home. But Papa and Mama Blue said, "You're not our Little Blue, you are green." And Papa and Mama Yellow said, "You are not our Little Yellow, you are green." Little Blue and Little Yellow were very sad. They cried big blue and yellow tears. They cried and cried until they were all tears. When they finally pulled themselves together, they said, "Will they believe us now?" Mama Blue and Papa Blue were very happy to see their Little Blue. They hugged and kissed him. And they hugged Little Yellow too. But look, they became green. Now they knew what had happened. And so they went across the street to bring the good news. They all hugged each other with joy. And the children played until supper time. The end. One of the reasons this book is special to me is because I feel like it's a metaphor, sort of a representation of how we change a little bit with every single person that we interact with, anyone we talk to or hang out with. We change who we are just a little bit when we're with them. So our friends help us to be different kinds of people in a way. And that means when you're apart from your friend, it feels like part of you is missing. So I wanted to play with some color mixing. And I looked around my house and I realized I might have some paints, but if you don't have paint, you remember last time I told you I have some colored chalk. These are 3 colors of chalk. If you get even a few pieces of chalk, they usually at least have these colors. I've got some red, some yellow, and some blue. The yellow has a little bit of other colors smeared on it. But with these 3 colors, I could actually make some new colors. I'll show you how. And did you know you can paint with chalk? When you draw with chalk on paper, it looks like this. It looks powdery. You see how it smears? Did you see what happened when I drew over the blue chalk with the yellow chalk? Did you see it change color? I'll show you a trick. I have a paintbrush and some water in this little dish. Watch what happens when I put the water over the chalk. It makes it look like paint. And if you have different colors next to each other, they mix. They hug, just like the colors in our book. That's one way you can use chalk to paint if you haven't got any paints around. And chalk is usually pretty inexpensive. You can usually get some colored chalk at the dollar store. Let me show you what else you can do with chalk mixing. Get a large piece of paper here, nice and big. At the top of my paper, I'm going to make a red dot, kind of like the characters in Leo Leone's books. We'll call this one Little Red. And as I draw, I'm making kind of a lot of chalk dust on the top. Over here, in the corner, I'll make a little yellow. Again, I'm making kind of a lot of chalk dust. And over here in this corner, I'll make a little blue. Now in between each of these friends, I can make a picture of them hugging or mixing. So we're yellow and blue mix. We've got a little yellow, hugging little blue. Over here, we can make little red. Hugging little blue. And then over here, I bet you can guess what I'm going to do next. We have little yellow, hugging little red. Now, let's have some fun seeing what we do when we mix. Let's start with little red. A little bit of water. Looks just like the colors in the book. And I'm going to, I'll put my water in the center so you can see that really well. I'm rinsing my brush off carefully between each one so that it doesn't mix it up. Now I'll do a little blue. That looks like little blue in the book. Over here, we'll do a little yellow. Now let's see what happens when the colors mix. Let's do the one from the story first. Little yellow and little blue. Put a little more water. Ah, you see what's happening? It is making a little green dot. They became green, just like they did in the story. You can see it a little better if I move my water. What happens if little blue and little red hug? Looks like they make little purple. And last, let's go little yellow and little red. Makes little orange. Looks like the friend they were chasing in the book. What you have here is something we call the color wheel. These three colors are what we call the primary colors when we paint. And then purple and green and orange are what we call the secondary colors. The colors you make when you mix the primary colors together. That's called a color wheel. If I just add a little line here, that's what we call a peace sign. Mixing colors is a really important part of painting. When artists make pictures, they have to mix their paints to get the right colors, because paint, they might be able to get a few colors of paint, but they won't have all the colors. So learning how to make new colors out of old colors is a really important part of painting. I'm just cleaning off my board here so I can show you my next book without getting chalk all over it. There we go. I wanted to talk about an artist who is very, very, very well known for his use of color, Renoir. This book is called Sharing with Renoir. Get the right setting here. There we are. Two girls at the piano play a song. Two sisters share secrets all day long. Notice how Renoir paints people with so many different colors. You have to know how to mix all those colors. A baby bounces on mother's knee. A child learns to write A, B, C. This girl hugs a cat who purrs in her ear. Her furry friend is always near. Two little girls dress up for a show. In a boat on a lake, one rests, one rows. Two friends pick flowers for a sweet bouquet. And this couple dances the night away. Now I've got one more artist I want to share with you who used a lot of very bright colors in his paintings. His name is Gauguin. This is On an Island with Gauguin. On an island in the warm South Seas, there's a village nestled among the trees. Down a bright green path from a small brown hut A man chops wood while peacocks strut. You can see the hut all the way back in there. It's a lot of detail. Two black pigs nibble straw and play. Wow, a circle of friends plan for the day. In the village, two little girls wear bright dresses and blossoms in their hair. An orange dog lifts his head to hear the sound of music drifting near. Five girls sit on a bench in a line in gowns of lemon, orange, blue, and lime. Two thirsty horses, one white, one brown, follow the river that leads out of town. Where a mother and son stop for a drink. And two sisters are walking in orange and pink. The tropical sun casts a golden light, warming the island from morning until night. And color can be used to help us feel a lot of different things. And it's good to know that even if you have a few colors, if you can learn about color mixing, you can make all the colors of the rainbow. Hope you enjoyed yourselves. I will see you next time. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.